Namaskaram. I was planning to do a video in continuation of the one that I did last week. Then I see a statement from Rahul Gandhi on India-China standoff. Rahul Gandhi says Chinese have taken our territory in Ladakh. Not sure who has confirmed this to him. If he is continuing to be factually incorrect, as he does in most of the time, people will continue to consider him as a person not to be taken seriously. I don't challenge Rahul Gandhi on his worry about Ladakh. He has got all the right to be worried. But many a times, his statements are becoming a proof for his political ignorance. At least Rahul Gandhi should have known that it is his great grandfather Pandit Nehru's China policy made India to pay the heaviest price. We call some people as visionaries because they are able to visualize 50 to 60 years ahead of their times. Professor Vikram Sarabhai is the father of Indian space program. He had not seen a single satellite launch from India. But today, we are seeing it because he saw it. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was one such visionary who silently guided, architected, and transformed the modern political India. And people like Patel comes only once in a generation. On 7th November 1950, 12 years before the China War in 1962, Patel wrote a letter to Jawaharlal Nehru. This letter was written at the back of Chinese invasion in Tibet. In this letter, like a prophet, he had profiled the communist China's possible future behaviors. Remember, communist China under Mao Zedong came into the existence only in 1949. Patel's predictions were within 1 year of its existence. What were Patel's observations? Number one, Chinese will create a false confidence in India that they are a peace-loving country. We should not believe that, because using this false image outside, they will be preparing for a military action in the background. Number two, Patel pointed out to Nehru that our External Affairs Ministry is unnecessarily going and apologizing to Chinese government in various representations. This must be stopped. Number three, though India regards China as our friend, Chinese do not regard us as their friend. China operates with a communist mentality of whoever is not with them or against them. Whatever we do to accommodate the Chinese feelings, they will look at us with suspicion. China is not a friend, it is a potential enemy for India. Number 4, don't think that since China is a communist country, they are against imperialism. Chinese Communist Party is as imperialist as any of the Western power. Number 5, China has ambitions in Assam, our Himalayan slopes, and also in Burma. Our defense measures are Pakistan oriented. We have to recon communist China. Our northeastern approaches are weak spots. There is no defensive line there. There is unlimited scope for infiltration. Number 6, our borders are not manned. We cannot afford to be complacent about the China border. We must have a plan and a method to protect our borders. Number 7 and the last point. Patel also predicts how Chinese Communist Party could infiltrate and encourage Maoist operations in India. Towards end of the letter, Patel proposed a number of political and administrative steps that India must take on priority to address these challenges. He ends the letter suggesting for a meeting among him and Nehru to discuss and decide the next steps immediately. That meeting was never held. Instead, after a month, on 12th of December, Patel was sidelined in his ministry. Nehru wrote to all the secretaries in the Home Ministry not to send any work or file to Patel. Let Patel take rest. Nehru kept the Home Ministry with him. Sardar Patel was informed only after these changes were made. The Iron Man of India was completely dejected. And 3 days later, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel passed away. Nehru was busy building an international image for himself. He had ignored Sardar Patel's prophetic views about China. Pandit Nehru kept on believing China and went ahead with signing the Panchasheel in 1954. In 1960, Chou En-lai was invited to India, and both Nehru and Chou En-lai proclaimed Hindi, Chini, Bhai Bhai. The very moment when these proclamations were happening, more than 50,000 Chinese soldiers were doing preparations in our northeastern border to attack India. Nehru or anyone in Delhi had no clue about what was happening there. On October 20th, 1962, early morning at 5 a.m., China attacked India. Chinese army rushed 160 kilometers inside Assam and Himachal Pradesh. Our borders were totally unmanned and open. Chinese army was surprised. There was no resistance from Indian side. Like in the case of Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Nehru's leadership was once again proved a failure, and India paid with a shameful loss in 1962 war. Today, India is not the same India in 1962. We know that ahimsa should be given back only if we are given that. So Rahul Gandhi need not be worried. Thank you so much. Vande Mataram.